Weight loss is here for today's health, and we're talking about a tea with a funny name, and it's kind of an advanced today's health today. You have to brew this yourself.
Yes.
There's a lot of steps to it. Do some reading beforehand.
Yes.
But introduce us to kombucha.
Kombucha. I hope that I'm saying that right. This is all new to me as well, so we're kind of learning about it at the same time. And I have to thank a friend of mine, Glenn Davis, for providing us with this culture, because that's where it all starts. But basically, it's a tea. It's a healthy tea that has a culture in it, some bacteria and some yeast, and it ferments and then provides supposedly amazing health benefits. Not a lot of those have been tested by the FDA, but it's one of those natural home remedy things that are supposedly really good for you. Although you can buy this already made, like at a health food store. I think maybe Fred Meyer and the Co-op. I bought it at the Co-op before.
There's different places around.
Yeah, you can buy it already bottled and ready to drink, and then you don't have to mess with this part of it as well. But I found this part to be fairly interesting.
All right, this is the like you said, the interesting part. Kind of science experiment like here. It's cool stuff, I think, too.
It is cool. It is kind of a science experiment. But I don't know if you can see it close up, but inside here there's like a white flat, almost like a pancake shaped thing, and that's called a SCOBY, and that stands for a symbiotic combination of yeast or bacteria and yeast. And so you add that to a black tea or a white tea, any kind of tea actually, along with some sugar, and then the bacteria and the yeast in that culture will ferment. We'll use that sugar and produce all sorts of amazing things. Probably the most powerful one, they're usually organic acids. One of them is glucuronic acid, which supposedly is a detoxifier. So it binds to things in the liver and then flushes out toxins in the body. It also is good for the digestive system and supposedly helps to regulate your blood pH levels. Glucosamines, it makes some glucosamines, the byproduct of some of the fermentation, which is good for muscle aches and pains and joint health, cartilage and all of that stuff as well.
That's half of the glucosamine chondroitin.
Right, it breaks down from the glucuronic acid into the glucosamine. And then harmful bacteria, it's effective against bacteria, supposedly can help to prevent cancer, strengthen the wall of your digestive system. So it sounds like kind of a miracle drink. I'm sure there are lots of good health benefits to it. But I would just say be cautious if you're going to make your own. There are some things you need to look for before actually making this yourself. It is a science
or actually
experiment.
Consuming it yourself.
Right. There's live bacteria and yeast in there as well. So you also sometimes have to monitor for mold growth. Make sure that it's at the right pH. So I would, if you're interested, I would say maybe try some at a store first. Make sure you like it. But then if you just want to experiment with it, find somebody that has a SCOBY and maybe get a start from that and brew some of your own.
And you were mentioning that if you get into this, the SCOBYs produce two. There's a mom and then a baby.
And then a baby one, and you can just barely start to see the baby one is starting to grow in there. And so you'll actually be able to separate those into two separate SCOBYs, and then use one of them to start another batch.
You just continue the cycle
and just keep it going.
Moving it
on. Just don't let your SCOBY die. You have to be nice to it. I think maybe keep it in the refrigerator and so on. Yes, but definitely do some research. This is very new to me, and it was fun and exciting. But I think people should check it out first and do it right before they make their own. Exactly. But then let me know if it's really healthy. If it works, let us know. Yeah, it'd be great.
All right. Well, thank you very much for stopping by this morning.
My pleasure.